Welcome back, my lively, lovely, loyal listeners. This is Howlin' Jim Jackson, and you are tuned in to 112 FM Bandito Radio. That's right, baby. We are back. You know that we are your sanctuary for the restless and the creative. This is where passion meets rebellion, baby. We've got another outstanding clip of Bandito Radio for you. Of course, you know Rockin' Rebels. We've got your outlaw favorites and a full clip of fully loaded rockin' radio anthems. We've also got a fresh podcast for you. We have some more comedy and, of course, that murderous business. You want to be a part of our roster and get your music out there to the masses? Drop us an email, 112banditoradio@gmail.com. Drop us a line. Let's get your music out there, baby. Well, speaking of music, this group is one of our newest artists on the roster. This song is called Tenants, and it's from the group Mount Sinai. I'll tell you what, if you're not bopping your head to this, there's something wrong with you, my friend. Turn it up!
New artist alert. New artist alert.
And fill a cup with lukewarm pride. Mysterious ain't that social. All the hearts I had just died. Been told there was some bootstraps. What? How supposed to pull? I've never been much one for farming, but even I know that shit's bull. I can't pay. I got tenants elbow. I can't pay. I got tenants elbow. But there's a hole in my bucket, so the soup just drown my feet. Every time I go to order, all the wall wanna do is beef. Lord lands, their feet up, fat cats they only grow. I can't pay, I got tenants elbow, and the lost my shadows far behind me, looking for some place to hide. My lunch it's high blood pressure. With a side of cold pink eye. Things are looking up now. The better winds done start to blow. My teeth green taste so funky. Oh shit, that's asbestos. Until the funk can't save me now. I hit the club one with my cow. Get on down. Until the funk can't save me now. I hit the club one with my cow. Get on down. That's right. Fuck you, cow. I can't pay. I got tenants elbow. I can't pay. I got tenants elbow. But there's a hole in my bucket, so the soup just drown my feet. Every time I go to order, all the wall wanna do is beef. The Lord lands their feet up, fat cats they only grow. I can't pay, I got tenants elbow, and the law said
Outlaws and outlawettes. You are listening to Howlin' Jim, and you are on 112 FM Bandito Radio.
This is a beat pusher production. I love the look in your eyes. I love the look in your eyes. I want you to be mine. Your body next to mine. I sing this just one more time. I love when you blow my mind. Top pink flag on them. Write my city on the gang, make them gag on it. Oh, how I'm coming, how you talking, put a bag on it. Insta pop and take a picture with no tags on it. Man, woman, want to know how I'm creeping. Dear baby, what was we thinking? But when you left, I felt I was sinking. I've been drinking, stop me from dreaming. Your body next to mine. I sing this just one more time. Say, I love when you blow my mind.
This is Howlin' Jim Jackson, and you are listening to 112 FM Bandito Radio. mind-blowing tune from Chris Turner. And here's the new one from Stereo Flowers. This one is Chevelle.
Now I'm out in the rain, trying to say anything just to try to get her back. Neighbors heard everything. If she ever open up, I'ma give her everything. Cause I gotta try to show her she was worth everything. Sports watch, gold chains, I'ma throw 'em in the flames. She was always parachuting, I'm the one who cut the strings. And I say anything, I'ma try to end the pain. Made a promise, I'ma change. Perfect time, never came. I'ma say anything, she can always do the same. Through the mixtape out the window, I can see through the pain. When she look in my eyes, she can see everything. Cause she know when I lost her, I lost everything. I was just a fool once, I'ma be a fool again. I was just fool's gold, she could see through me then. I was just a broken record, she the one who let it spin. Now I got no words, she could say anything. In the rain, tryna say anything just to try to get it back. Neighbors heard everything. If she ever open up, I'ma give her everything. Cause I gotta try to show her she was worth everything. Sports watch, gold chains, I'ma throw 'em in the flames. She was always parachuting, I'm the one who cut the strings. And I say anything just to try to end the pain. Made a promise, I'ma change. Perfect time, never came. Now I'm trying to say anything. She can always do the same. Through the mixtape out the window, I can see through the pain. When she look in my eyes, she can see everything. Cause she know when I lost her, I lost everything. I was just a fool once, I'ma be a fool again. I was just fool's gold, she could see through me then. I was just a broken record, she the one who let it spin. Now I got no words, she could say anything, anything.
Yet another great jam by Noel. You are listening to 112 FM Bandito Radio.
That's how you stay.
David Koresh Choir. This is Howlin' Jim Jackson, and you are listening to 112 FM Bandito Radio.
Our souls, they wander night and day, bound by the light, then fade away. When you're gone, my chaos shines like a lone star lost in endless skies. Soul travel, a celestial dance, chasing dreams, giving love a chance. Though the road gets long and the night gets cold, our hearts stay warm and our love takes hold. My soul's a river, rough and wide, but you calm the waters deep inside. Your spirit's fire lights my way through endless night and breaking day. Soul travel, a celestial dance, chasing dreams, giving love a chance. Though the road gets long and the night gets cold, our hearts stay warm and our love takes hold. No matter the miles, no matter the years, your voice cuts through all my doubts and fears. This journey we're on, written in the sky, keeps our love strong as the world rolls by. calms my soul, while my restless heart makes you whole. Together we're stars in the endless night, shining bright with love's pure light. Soul travel, a celestial dance, chasing dreams, giving love a chance. Though the road gets long and the night gets cold, our hearts stay warm and our love takes hold. So let's keep riding this starlit lane, through joy and love, through loss and pain. In this country song, our souls align, forever together, yours and mine.
Southern Scars. Are you ready for a new era of storytelling? Advent Comics is here, delivering hard-hitting action, unforgettable characters, and worlds that'll blow your mind, baby. Dive into the gritty streets of Southside, where heroes walk a razor's edge between justice and vengeance. Or join Dalton Malone as he hunts in the darkness where no one else dares. From cosmic battles to street-level justice, Advent Comics has it all. The stories are bold, baby, and the action is relentless. The adventure never stops. Advent Comics. The future of comics starts now. Are you ready? You are listening to 112 FM Bandito Radio. tune was brought to you by Stratos.
No back of the bus, we lift the bus. Ridiculous, no need to fuss on what we did for us. No handouts, we hand out hands. We've been bout plans of 40 acres of land. They can't cage us. I'm so Luke Cage, amazing, gracious enough to spare the brute fade unless they really want it. And I ain't ducking from it, I'm static. We shock them till they get it, I guess they gotta have it. The roadblock of the block, small enough to be a dock. Smooth as miles with the jazz, Captain Sam with the plan. I can, I guess I'm really good in the jam. The rest is up to Rick when he come through with the band. We got what it takes to be a hero. They see it everywhere, wherever we go. We here to say the day and all the people. Repeat, bro. We know we got what it takes to be a hero. They see it everywhere, wherever we go. We here to say the day and all the people. Repeat, bro. I'm melanin man, defy your felonious plans. I know you jealous, but damn, don't you dare insult my intelligence. Sam was never my uncle, just a super villain. Hopped in the phone booth, protect the women and children. Franklin, we the most level-headed. Peanuts to an elephant, don't let it regret it. We up, boy, you better know your hate is pathetic. I'm loose fox with the toys, so you know I'ma get it. Neighborhood was krypton, get green like it's John Stewart. Make me pull out my ring, homie, and it's on. The blue marvel I do, homie, if I'm on with the steel. They walk a blade, is here to convey that. We know we got what it takes to be a hero. They see it everywhere, wherever we go. We here to say the day and all the people. Repeat, bro. We got what it takes to be a hero. They see it everywhere, wherever we go. We here to say the day and all the people. Repeat, bro.
Look up in the sky. This looks like a job for.
Repeat, bro.
Fate rarely calls upon us at a moment of our choosing. I'm ready.
How about that new one from Toys, Noise, and Action Figures? You are tuned in to 112 FM on your radio dial. This is Bandito Radio.
Hey, what's the word of the day? Hey, what's the word of the day? What is the word of the day?
N-I-T-E.
Today's
C-M-G-N-I-T-E. P-C-M-G-N-I-T-E.
You know what today's
N-I-T-E. P-C-M-G-N-I-T-E. P-C-M-G-N-I-T-E. P-C-M-G-N-I-T-E.
Namaste.
Lived in this peace and everybody like a
holiday.
Get in these streets with what I have to say like
remedy.
I got the ways to ease pain.
Identity.
All in my cave like Bruce Wayne.
Quantity.
Got a lot of reasons I'm doing it hard.
Astronomy.
Scorpio season, I'm really in charge.
Caffeine.
Stay awake, baby, yo, you'll miss this.
Gangrene.
So sick when I step in this business.
Always looking clean when I pop up.
Trouble.
Overcame the struggle, leave a moss struck.
Pray.
Some moments of quiet introspection.
Slay.
Every look from every look in my direction.
Rover.
A name you say twice for an invite.
Clover.
4-leaf, lucky for my insight.
Pain.
What I wear inside the club, avoiding taboos.
Rain.
Gotta say again, thanks for the statue. You know, it really is a nice statue. I know when we received it, it was copper, and over the years, the weather's hit it. It's made it change colors, but it still looks great. And peeking out of the crown, they reopened it in 2015.
Handle.
Moments where I'm certain who I am.
Randall.
Moments where I'm cunning and a ham.
Suit.
That's an Andy Warhol muse.
Fruit.
Like an ego when it's getting bruised.
Massage.
Deep tissue till the knot's out.
Dressage.
Horses dance and clap until they drop out.
Rumble.
That's how I scuttle through this nightlife.
Bumble.
Wanna catch a buzz, you better swipe right. Continent.
Yeah, they play my music in 7 of them.
Condiment.
Sauce for all my dogs, I'm spending on them.
Captivate.
How I do it every single time.
Extrapolate.
They confused trying to find why.
Efficiency.
Never waste a pass, I word perfect.
Calligraphy.
Pen is fancy ass, I curse and cursive.
Circulate.
Get mine another time round this track.
Terminate.
Thumbs up, baby, I'll be back.
What's the word? What's the word? Yo, that's my word. What's the word? What's the word?
Yo, you have my word.
What's the word? What's the word? You can take my word. What's the word? What's the word?
I never break my word.
What's the word? What's the word?
Yo, that's my word.
What's the word? What's the word? Yo, you have my word. What's the word? What's the word?
You can take my word.
What's the word? What's the word? I never break my word.
And yet another unique tune from Party City Machine Guns.
New artist alert. New artist alert.
Tempo has reached critical level. Tempo has reached critical level.
Benny.
Like real techno, like real unapologetic, real edgy.
Brand new rolling is two-tone. I make a couple plays on my iPhone. Ain't talking money, get the dial tone. No ET, no home phone. Move your body like a cyclone. Got a nice body and that's homegrown. Pop ballet, no Patron. Wear Chanel for cologne. Bitch, Hollywood, big wit, big talk, big lip, 40 with the big clip. Hell yeah, I got haters that be watching my pictures. Done with the dips, pushing P-pimps. 5, 6, 7, yeah, they looking and they love how I do it. Count up Benjis on my mama, yeah, they like how we move. I can't fuck on none of these man is he exclusive. All my cars are big, exotic, boy, your Mazda look stupid, ew. Brand new rolling is two-tone. I make a couple plays on my iPhone. Ain't talking money, get the dial tone. No ET, no home phone. Move your body like a cyclone. Got a nice body and that's homegrown. Pop ballet, no Patron. Wear Chanel for cologne. Neck wet like a puddle. BBS diamonds on shuffle, ayy. BBS sim on my buckle. I'm on the air like why be untouchable, ayy. And this that green, it ain't no syrup. Yeah, a bunny spy, ass purple. 5, 6, 7, yeah, they looking and they love how I do it. Count up Benjis on my mama, yeah, they like how we move. I can't fuck on none of these man is he exclusive. All my cars are big, exotic, boy, your Mazda look stupid, ew. Brand new rolling is two-tone. I make a couple plays on my iPhone. Ain't talking money, get the dial tone. No ET, no home phone. Move your body like a cyclone. Got a nice body and that's homegrown. Pop ballet, no Patron. Wear Chanel for cologne. Brand new rolling is two-tone. Move your body like a cyclone. Got a nice body.
That was Ray Millie. This is Howlin' Jim Jackson, and you are listening to 112 FM Bandito Radio. You're so great, you're the one. All down noise and it sounds like fun. You know it all, you talk a lot. Now your friend is all you got. Friends are here, gather round. Those and more when the cranks around. They know it all, they talk a lot. Now your friend is all you got. You're so great, you're the one. All down noise and it sounds like fun. You know it all, you talk a lot. Now your friend is all you got. All sounds nice and it sounds like fun. All sounds nice and it sounds like fun. You're so great, man, you're the one. Friends are here, gather round. They'll say more when their friends surround. You know it all, you talk a lot. Now your crank is all you got. Who's there knocking on the door? Go! Go! You know it all, you talk a lot. Now your crank is all you got. That was the David Koresh Choir.
on, talk to the people who said we'd fall apart, who planted those seeds deep in your heart. Go on, hang with your friends, the ones who lied, jealous of love they couldn't find. Go on, girl, take their side, but don't come back with tears in your eyes. Don't miss me when you see the truth, when those guys in your phone stop calling you, when the nights get cold and you're all alone. Don't miss me, darling, 'cause I'm already gone. Go on, talk to those other guys, the ones I feared, the ones you said were just friends, crystal clear. But soon enough you'll feel that sting, when their words don't mean a single thing. You look around and realize you threw away a love that could have survived. Don't miss me when you see the truth, when those guys in your phone stop calling you, when the nights get cold and you're all alone. Don't miss me, darling, 'cause I'm already gone. Blame me, say it's my fault, but your choices led to this free fall. Don't text me, don't say my name. You lit the match, now you feel the flame. You look around and realize you threw away a love that could have survived. Don't miss me when you see the truth, when those guys in your phone stop calling you, when the nights get cold and you're all alone. Don't miss me, darling, 'cause I'm already gone. Don't text me again, don't call my name. You made your choice, now live with the pain. Don't miss me, 'cause I'm already gone.
That was Southern Scars.
I'm not entirely happy with this.
outlaws and outlawettes. You are listening to Howlin' Jim, and you are on 112 FM, Bandito Radio. That was another mind-blowing tune from Chris Turner.
Yeah. Yeah. Success. 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 Don't nobody rap no more. No more. Spit facts no more. No more. Remember niggas used to go back and forth. They don't even do that. They don't even try to do something. I ain't mad at y'all. I ain't mad at y'all. Success. 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 Don't nobody rap no more. No more. Spit facts no more. No more. Remember niggas used to go back and forth. They don't even do that. They don't even try to do something. I ain't mad at y'all. I ain't mad at y'all. Success. 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 Success is a beautiful word. Niggas ain't rapping, they playing with words. Lying on tracks, but that shit is absurd. It's a fact that niggas ain't putting in work. They just pop them a perk and then lay down a verse. How many niggas gon' die in your verse? Please come up with something different for the listeners. When you rap, you should be painting a picture. It's not a fact if you never did it, my nigga, that's cap. Cause you just a witness. Just rap about the way that you living. Then let's see how many people gon' listen. Real rap, I bet it's a difference. Let's take it back to the beginning when niggas would battle instead of dissing. When niggas would actually handle business. Had to get up just to go get it. There wasn't no handouts. We stood on our block till we ran out. Hustling just to keep food in our damn house. That's what a man bout. Not chasing no damn cloud, trying to stand out. Success, my nigga. Success, young nigga. Don't nobody rap no more. No more. Spit facts no more. No more. Remember niggas used to go back and forth. They don't even do that. They don't even try to do something. I ain't mad at y'all. I ain't mad at y'all. Success. 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 Don't nobody rap no more. No more. Spit facts no more. No more. Remember niggas used to go back and forth. They don't even do that. They don't even try to do something. I ain't mad at y'all. I ain't mad at y'all. Success. Success.
K.A.
Success.
Yeah. Learned from my brother at first. When I got older, got worse. Look at me now. When I was 21, nigga, I thought I'd be dead in the dirt. Man, I was moving at work, moving, avoiding a hearse. Trying to get money like it was the first. Bodies was dropping like it was a curse. Bodies was dropping like it was a curse. Weed man, moving that shit like it was in season. Niggas get shot for no reason. Gotta thank God that I'm breathing. Gotta thank God for my family. Wasn't for them, I'd be losing my sanity. Searching and looking for clarity. Life was a movie, these niggas be living a parody. Tell me you real or you fake. Only the real can relate. Niggas are snakes, taking my life as a date. Pulling my 9 and I hit him with AIDS. Ain't a killer, but don't push me. You ain't a killer, boy, you pussy. Speaking of pussy, your girlfriend just called me and she tryna give me a goodies. Get her mad, get her mad. Get a bag, get a bag. Pull up in a Jag with the windows cracked with my name on the tags. I'm back in the lab. Wrote this with no pen and pad. It don't get no realer than that. Gotta keep killing these tracks until we in back of the back. Success.
Great jam by Noel. You're listening to 112 FM Bandito Radio. Stay tuned, we got Junction right around the corner. Ow! Alright, baby. You know what time it is. Your old pal Howlin' Jim Jackson is back in the saddle and riding those radio waves like a wild coyote under a neon moon, baby. You listening to 112 FM Bandito Radio, the only station that blasts through that static and straight into your soul. But tonight I got something real special lined up for all my fellow toy-loving, plastic crack-collecting, action figure-obsessed outlaws out there. We are talking about a brand spanking new made-for-radio show that's gonna hit harder than a steel-toed boot at a brick wall, baby. I give you Action Figure Friends. That's right, a sonic deep dive into the world of toy collecting, custom sculpting, vintage gold mines, everything in between. Whether you're out there hunting for that holy grail figure or just trying to relive that Saturday morning magic, we've got you covered, baby. So you need to strap in, turn up that dial, and get ready to ride those radio waves, because Action Figure Frequencies is about to shake those shelves and rock the toy aisles. This is Howlin' Jim Jackson, baby, signing you into the frequency. Action Figure Frequencies, let's roll! Ow!
Bandito Radio presents Action Figure Frequencies with your hosts, Chet Maddox and Alexander Storm.
What's up, Bandito Radio 112 FM? This is your boy, the sexy, gorgeous host with the most. Until Mr. Storm brought the thunder. How you doing, Mr. Storm?
Doing all right, brother. Doing all right.
Hey, man, that's good.
Yeah, you know, just trying to get the night in and started and everything, get us into the right mindset. And always the mindset is nation to nation, coast to coast, from our toy rooms to your living rooms. This is Action Figure Frequency, episode 5. That's right. We made this cool again. That's right.
And stay tuned, because we got a banger for you. We're going to be talking about McFarlane's toys. Should exclusives stay exclusives? It's getting cold out there, and we know all about it. And then crowdfunding. Is it getting crazy, or are we just spending more money? All that more. So come on back to Action Figure Frequencies.
112 FM, Bandito Radio.
Man, that smooth, buttery voice. So good. Hey, you know what? I think, for those of you that don't know, you may not have heard us. We were actually live the other day. You remember that?
Yep. On Saturday to Howlin' Jack's,
Howlin' Jim Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
We were live on his show.
We were.
I called in. Did you call in?
I did too. Yes, I did.
Yeah, it was great. I got to say the things I wanted to say.
Yeah.
It was good. And then, hey, guess what? They were like, hey, we're gonna have Action Figure Frequencies on, and we're like, yes, I guess we are. This is fantastic.
Well,
it was so much fun, man. It was good. I think we're trying to plan on doing it live, right?
Yeah. Well, we're never going to seize an opportunity to do something. So if we can do something unexpected to just drop, that's why whenever you see those things on Bandito Radio, when it says call in show or whatever, even, maybe one night after Mira's little morgue, we could jump on to do something. You never know. It's unexpected around here. So expect the unexpected.
That's right. And speaking of unexpected, it's time for Hot Points.
Hot points, hot points, hot points, hot points, hot points.
That's right, hot points. Hey, man. Hey, look, McFarlane Toys has picked up some new licenses since, quote unquote, losing DC. Do you think that the TMT Mortal Kombat are going to replace the loss of DC multiverse? Like, what do you think?
I don't know. Without knowing too much within McFarlane's kind of was wheelhouse. I know if it was something like, if Hasbro lost Marvel Legends, it would hurt, but I don't think it would be the end all be all. Now they lost Marvel Legends and they lost Star Wars. So for McFarlane, I think he's a small enough company where, the pivot that he's going to make, because you and I both know the stuff that he was coming back with, the DC Multiverse line, there were a lot of attention, especially with the vehicles. They were really into that. With him losing that, I am a tad bit worried about, his revenue and how he would actually continue to make revenue.
So hear me out. So do you think he also lost the license to do the vehicles, or do you think they might let him keep doing the vehicles while Mattel does the figures?
I think they probably did. I think he did lose the license for that too, because what are you going to do? You just want the action figures. You don't want the tooling of the vehicles. Now, look, I'll be honest with you. I never thought Mattel did a great job when they had the actual, DC license on vehicles. I didn't think they did it. I thought Todd McFarlane extremely nailed it, and he was getting people the vehicles that people wanted, because I didn't think there was going to be a 1/12 scale version of Tumbler. And yet that happened. I figured the animated Batman, which was nice too, because that was kind of like a like a redo of the DC Direct one, which was you couldn't really get your hands on it anymore, or at least you couldn't get it out with it being inexpensive. So I think that the deal was all encompassing. Now he has said that one way or another he still will be continuing to do business with DC. So I don't know how that's going to happen. Maybe
Yeah.
they let him keep the superpower line that he had been doing.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it's like a deal kind of like Marvel does with like Funko. Like they can make Funkos, but they have to be bobbleheads, right? Because Hasbro has the license to do the action figures. So if it's a bobblehead, you can get away with it. But I was thinking, look, Mattel doesn't really have like the track record for good vehicles.
Sure.
And it would be beneficial. I think personally, there's potential for it to be beneficial. If they just allow McFarlane to maybe do the vehicles while Mattel does the figures, because then, hear me out. If you had it like that, you'd have you'd have cross pollination happening, but you'd have one team focused on action figures while the other team is focused on the vehicles. And I would just wonder what would come out of that, if you could focus all your energy on one thing.
Well, I do think that actually, if there is hopefully a bright spot on that, I would hope that would be the case, because in all points, McFarlane has nailed that, and I think that no one can take that away from him. He's done some of the best vehicles. You, myself, if you're over on the Shadow Nose Network and looking at the guys at Pixel Plastic Inc., you look behind, Rad's got a bunch of them as well. I think he did a good job, and everybody's praised him on it. So if there's a happy medium, maybe they take over the full DC multiverse line, and they actually start doing that, and they allow the deal for us. Well, you've been doing such a great job on the vehicles. Now you've also got to ask the point: would McFarlane want that though? Because it all comes to the point. Is it like, is it more work and tooling to do the vehicles? Because he's putting lights and sounds in some of them. So would he want to continue to do that, or would he say there's not enough business there for me? Because what are we talking vehicles here? Because he's almost hit a max where he's kind of like, unless you start doing like some from the video game and from like Arkham Asylum and a couple of those games, he could if they have the license, he can do that. But like he's almost hit the benchmark when it came to that. So what would he really do in the vehicle realm of DC without having the figures associated with it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because I did hear him talk, and I was watching him do an interview, and he was talking about he can't really say much about it, but he's not going away from DC. So I'm interested to see what that is.
Look, I'll be honest with you. When the news hit me, I was kind of surprised on it, because I didn't think that I know there were some rumblings that people had been throwing blatant speculation that Marvel Legends could like end up at McFarlane. And I thought, I don't see that happening, because I don't think McFarlane, the way McFarlane does his tooling, the way the characters look, I don't think that's going to work over it. I can't see Wolverine done by Todd McFarlane. It just doesn't make sense to me. But DC had gotten to be his definitive look of how his figures were. So when you saw a DC multiverse character, you were like, yeah, that's signature McFarlane toys. So I didn't think that was, going to happen. And again, we've talked about this before. I think just Mattel, was like, they were really kind of hurt that they lost that license. And they said, hey, we're going to bid, $5 nickel more to make sure we get this license back. Now, do I think in any possible way that they're going to outdo Todd McFarlane on the figures? I can't see Mattel, the way it's currently set up, doing that. I can't see them raising the bar, because they just, like, if you look at like, stuff with the Masterverse with He-Man, and you look at some of these other characters, they're still kind of stuck in the early 50s and the 80s. It doesn't seem like they've matured. And I know there's a lot of people that love that Jurassic Park line, and I just see a bunch of dinosaurs every time they do it. Now, maybe they're well articulated dinosaurs, but it's just like, you've seen one dinosaur, you've seen another. So I don't know, man. I know that we had a chance to see stuff he was doing from TMNT, and
yeah, which I like, by the way, because TMNT is IDW. It's the IDW license, right? So I think that that's good in the sense of McFarlane is he made Mr. Bloom character, right?
Yeah, true.
So he's known for like pulling the obscurity out and making a toy out of it, which I think is great, and I'm hoping that he does that with TMNT. What I think will be funny is if he actually does TMNT and they are really good, and then they take over where NECA has since lost everybody.
Well, if I was NECA, I would start really kind of thinking how beneficial is the TMNT license, because it's NECA, it's Playmate, it's Little Subjects, it's Todd McFarlane. I believe there's probably another one that I can't even throw off the top of my head. But and if McFarlane is getting the IDW line, well, NECA's doing that because NECA has the Last Roman. So
there's Last Ronin on IDW?
It was, yes, IDW book. So again, how important and how exclusive is that license if everyone has it, So for him, it's like, yeah, he might be doing like other than maybe not the Last Ronin, or NECA might have an open contract where what McFarlane's doing is not quite their Last Ronin, but it's a step down compared to how NECA does things. So, or maybe they're getting ready to take the license from NECA. Strange things can happen.
Well, you have to wonder though, because of that debacle that NECA had, and then not want to be associated, especially Nickelodeon. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think that's something Nickelodeon wants to be associated with.
Well, I think they handled that situation in the least professional way for a major corporation. And the reason why I say major is I don't look at NECA like there's some small boutique company.
No, they're not. They're not independent. Not when you can produce that many toys all at the same time.
They're producing a high volume. Now I think there's obviously, the Mattels, the Hasbros, and then there's another tier of that. It's like, McFarlane. And I think NECA falls like right behind when it comes to productivity behind McFarlane, but they're still, not the bottom feeders of the toy industry. And for them to pull that stunt, that didn't make any sense.
Well, you got to look at, I wonder, let me see what, NECA. I wonder if that, you got to look at it from like market cap, right? Does NECA, like the NECA, like 2022, I think they did somewhere around 275 million.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't put them in a small boat. That puts them in a big boat. That's actually a pretty good sized boat. And so at that point, because I love to see the third and fourth quarter numbers from NECA from last year, because I got a feeling they took a significant dip because of the stunts they pulled. And then we're going to have to wait and see, somewhere after the second quarter, if they were able to rebound, because I know in a lot of collectors' mouths, NECA does not fare well with them. So, they might have actually stored up a hornet's nest that it's probably not beneficial when you're making $273 million a year.
Well, I'd like to stand corrected from our fact checkers here. That was the North America North Energy American something.
Oh, okay, yeah, that can't, because I'm about to say 273 for NECA.
Yeah. That's like more than Hasbro.
Just didn't sound right. I'm like, they're making that for toys.
Yeah, no. Well, we do have a fact checker. We have a fact checker that likes to check us all the time. So yeah, no, they didn't. They're private. They're private companies. So
okay.
But yeah, let's just assume they did $275 million.
Yeah, because I was about to say wow,
they were bitching real hard about that other. Yeah.
Yeah, you start thinking about it. Can't believe they would do something like that, jeopardize that kind of money. But but whatever they're making, they still jeopardize whatever it is. If they're not even making that, because like 273, yeah, they could probably close on the company and be like, hey, screw it, we're not making toys anymore. Go on, do something else. That, if they're under let's say they're under the $10 million bench point a year, they might want to start thinking about pissing off the customers.
Well, remember too that that NECA does have subsidiaries, right? So they have they have Kid Robot, they have WizKid, Joseph Enterprises. So, are they smaller than Hasbro? Sure.
Oh yeah.
I think they're on the same. I think they're on the same level, maybe a little bit higher than McFarlane, but probably not. So
I say that's true because I think I would put them either above or below, or you could vice versa each other, McFarlane and NECA, where they stand on the pecking order in the toy industry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I don't know. McFarlane seems like he's, look, I wish him well. Like we've always said, I think the one thing that Todd does, and he's made that abundantly clear, is he's making things for the fans, and he tries to get out and let everyone know that, that's why we got the Lucian Fox with the Tumblr, because he's like, you got Alfred with the Batman Forever Batmobile, because these are characters that if you put them on the shelf, they're not getting made, man.
Yeah, what did you think of those? Mortal Kombat figures?
Look, I don't think they're as good as the I don't. It's not Jada. I'm trying to think of who makes. Maybe I know TK Storm did the Street Fighters, and there's another company that does the Street Fighter toys that are fantastic with it. I didn't think those matched up with what they're doing, what the other video game companies are out here. Or
you talking about the ones that come in like the arcade box?
Yeah, I can't remember if that's. I don't think that's Jada. It could be. But I really like the look of those characters. Or so it is Jada. Okay.
Yeah, Jada Toys does those. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I don't think that McFarlane met that kind of quality that I saw from that line. And they're pretty kind of similar, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mortal Kombat figures takes them over the edge.
Well, I mean, you just got to keep feeding the fans what they want, which there's someone that does keep feeding the fans, by the way.
Absolutely, they do. And we got to start this question off as: are you hungry for something truly super? Do you crave a meal that packs the punch of a superhero origin story? Then suit up, because it's time to head over to Super Subs, where every bite is a legendary battle between flavor and hunger.
That's right, Storm. Super Subs has the mightiest sandwiches in the multiverse. Want to feel invincible? Sink your teeth into the Man of Steel roast beef, cheddar, and horseradish punch so strong enough to send hunger into the Phantom Zone.
Yeah. Or maybe you're feeling a little dark and broody. Then try the Dark Knight blackened chicken provolone and a smoky chipotle aioli, so bold that even Gotham's toughest vigilante would approve.
Well, heroes aren't the only ones getting in on the action, though. If you're feeling diabolical, why not indulge in the Dr. Doom melt? Spicy pastrami, Swiss cheese, and whole grain mustard so sinister it just might take over the world.
And let's not forget the legendary creators. Honor the master of comics with the Stan Lee, a New York pastrami classic with enough said flavor.
Man, plus don't miss our Infinity Rings, our Crisis Fries, and our refreshing Lazarus Pit Lemonade. Guaranteed to revive those taste buds.
Super Subs, heroic flavors, legendary bites, now open in the city. Swing by today and get your free Baxter Building Brew with your first order.
That's right, but hurry, these multiverse-worthy flavors won't last forever. And when you go, you can use the discount code AFF Super. That's AFF Super. When you go over there and you order that thing, or you put it on the DoorDash, the DoorDash things, and they have those like coupon codes. Have you ever used DoorDash?
I have.
Well, Super Subs, they're heroic flavors, legendary bites, and don't forget to use AFF Super.
112 FM, Bandito Radio.
Dude, speaking of,
but I did order the Bill Finger onion rings.
Oh yeah,
it was quite lacking on some stuff,
Yeah, it was missing out on some stuff. Which I heard that they're giving us, the Super Subs is going to be sending us a new ad read, and I think they're going to bring those on. They just came out with those, and they were like, we figure after being open for so long, we might as well start bringing these out.
Yeah, well, they could, hey, they go back and forth every now and then. But if you haven't been over there, you definitely should, because it is. Like, look, it's a premier sub place, man. We wouldn't actually promote it if we thought they weren't,
Yeah, I like them. I still get the Dr. Doom melt every time, dude. That's it's awesome. I hope they make a Dr. Doom melt bucket.
Well, you know, I
Hey,
was over there and I ordered the Stan Lee, and then they had a, you know, with a true believer, it comes with a drink and some fries. So, you know,
that's awesome. Have you been to there's one that's in downtown LA. They actually went in there, and I got all that, but you know what was crazy is they had True American Beer, and I was like, oh shit, those guys sponsor. It's like two sponsors
wow,
in one. Yeah,
true American beer. Well,
dude,
you know,
it was awesome.
you
I
know
didn't
what I
realize they
say,
had
but
that.
you know what I say, right? There's no truer beer than true American beer, man. You know,
Yeah.
if you ever
Well,
want the truest beer that's ever been made, it's
yeah.
true American beer, man.
Well, I mean, we're not doing an ad spot for them right now. I'm
No,
just
no, no,
saying,
no. I'm just saying
yeah.
it.
I want to
Technically,
be
it's always
truthful.
true.
I want to be
Yeah,
truthful. Okay.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It was cool though. I will tell you though that I was there with my friend Chuck, and I got the Stanley and a True American Beer, and I was like, this is
Oh yeah,
good.
there you go.
This is good, man.
There
This is
you
good
go.
stuff. Hey, you know, we often, like, one of the things that's kind of like well, I think it is a thing in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
But things like Galactus or the HasLabs, like his tank, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think that these need to remain exclusives, like never release them again? Or do you think that there's like a version where they could release that maybe a perfect example is like when NECA's like, check out the TMNT Punks. We're never going to release the 4-pack.
Yeah.
But then they release them in 2-packs.
Yeah.
And 2-packs for sure.
You know, I've picked up mostly on, you know, I'm a rabid G.I. Joe fan, so I picked up all of the HasLab versions, and I've heard this from going to any of the events. People are like, so they're never going to do like a Python Patrol version of his tank, or never going to do a Tiger First version of the Dragonfly, and everything that they said over at Hasbro, they're not. I don't see that holding up. I don't, you know, it's like, we know in the toy industry, you're not just going to do one mold. The chances are that you do something so you can have multiple characters or multiple molds of something that you can reuse. That's how you actually free and clear your cache. I got a feeling somewhere down the line, it's like, you know, they may offer another HasLab. And here's the funny thing. Now, it's been months since the Dragonfly came out, right? And I just saw something where at Big Bad Toy Store for a slight uptick is offering some of the Dragonfly, the HasLab campaigns is up for sale right now on BigBadToyStore.com. Now, here's the reason why I find that interesting, and I'll explain this to you, because this has to be the overstock for, like, if there was anything damaged or anything else, you know, because it's been so long that if you had a problem with your Dragonfly, chances are you've already hit up Hasbro. They sent you that new one. So this must be some of the leftover products. They've done that from time to time.
What is this? I'm trying to look it up.
The Dragonfly, G.I. Joe Dragonfly.
Really?
Yeah. So it was just saw it. Well, it was early this morning that they said that they had them up, and I think it was like for $400 so on Big Bad Toy, and I was like, oh, okay, well, this has to be the overstock, because every now and then they'll have overstock, or it'll be like a year later, and then, like, you know, for about a good 30 seconds on the on HasbroPost.com, they'll say, oh, we got another Dragonfly, and then you immediately click on and it's sold out again. So
it's sold out right now. It's $429 is what they had it for.
There you go. So I figured there's probably like maybe 20 or 30 that they got from, like, okay, we've fulfilled all this. We haven't got any time from anybody complaining after this. So it's such a period of time. Let's sell off these. You know, that's the only thing I can think of. But you know, it just to me, I would be shocked if I didn't see, like, you know, somehow, because, you know, they got away with it kind of like the Galactus. They did, but they didn't. You know, they said, we'll never offer, or I'm sorry, the Sentinel. They said, we'll never offer the Sentinel again, right? And there's a HasLab version. And then they came out of nowhere and said, well, made to order the X-Men 97 Sentinel. He's a little shorter. He's a little different, but still, you said you were never going to offer the Sentinel again. And you did. And you said also some parts from that Sentinel will be able to plug into the 97 Sentinel. So how much is
I wonder what's caused the HasLab Dragonfly to go up in price, because it was $250.
Yeah, because they're just, come on, man. You know, they're not gonna, you can't get it anywhere else. They're gonna look at the market value And here's the thing that I think that really kind of sucks about this. If there was only like a way that you could value the market value of things right at that moment, you could probably some kind of index or something that they could look at, because what you're really kind of doing is you're probably, as you're trying to think in your mind, you're going to like eBay and you got that screen open and you're looking to try to find out what's the equivalent price. And by the time you got back there, it's like, boom, it's sold out. You couldn't get a Dragonfly. And you looked at the pricing and you said, well, maybe I should have picked up that from Big Bad Toys because it's rolling for this. So, let's hope that, certain things in the market change like that to help creators and fans get something that helps them out like that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I think I like the idea of exclusivity because I will always want a Unicron, right? Mm-hmm. That's just one that I'm always going to want. Mm-hmm. And it would be kind of weird if I could just go get it. I'll just put it that way, right? So I think for certain things there are, but I'm a little weird on it with G.I. Joe. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I am is exactly what you said, right? Like, you're not gonna do Tiger Force version. Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're like, and then their response is, well, you could have bought two and painted one. And it's like, yeah, but you're not gonna, what'd you do with those molds? Because exactly. Those weren't cheap molds. Those aren't cheap molds.
Well, you're gonna put that in the Hasbro archives and be like, well, we're never gonna do that again. And here's the thing with Unicron. So if they did Unicron, but they did him, let's just say, all right, so he's not the version that you saw from the Unicron from the Transformers '86 movie. Let's say down the line. Now I'm pulling from here. Sure. Let's say that it's somewhere where he was in one of the like Armada or one of those like manga versions of the Transformers show, and Unicron, or matter of fact, he's in Transformers Prime. Unicron is there. Now, if they did that version of him and they re-released him like they did in '97, would you have a problem with it being exclusive? Or now they kind of said, but it's not Unicron. It's, different version of Unicron. Would you have a problem purchasing it?
No, I buy it.
There you go. See, there's always the argument to be made that if they're going to make it, you're going to buy it. So maybe, they should not, maybe they should let a moratorium moment go where they have a long period of time before they do, and then they offer it somewhere down the line after the life of the, let's say, 5 years from the point that they make it, they may re-release it like that.
Yeah, I think that's because then at least you're using the molds.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. And maybe painted a different app and everything, because that 97 Sentinel is not the same color, not the same variations of the original HasLab one Sentinel that they did. So at least it's the same, but not the same in essence. So they did that with Unicron. That might work.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I think it's weird. I think there's certain things that call for it. I think I would be okay with it if there was like a time limit on it. So like, well, it's been like 7 years since we did it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Don't do it. But if it's within like a year or two, and you do it, and it's like, here's the Dragonfly now a year later that is Tiger Force. Look, everyone wants the original one, so you just release the original one first, right? Mm-hmm. And then you do whatever. But whatever. I mean, I guess it's fine, because the other thing too is a lot of times it drops. So.
Yeah, well, I would also tell you that the one aspect that they shouldn't do, if they do re-release them, then maybe something like if it came with a certain set of figures and everything, it doesn't come with that. Maybe if you released it without like the figures and any of the other major exclusivities, then that might be a way to justify it to redo it.
Yeah, like if you just released the Dragonfly by itself with no figures, it would be awesome.
Yeah, but it wouldn't even be Dragonfly. It would be. You would have to do it as the tiger. I can't remember what is the Tigerfly or whatever they call it. I don't remember what they actually call that.
The Tigerfly.
Yeah, but if they did it in different paint scheme, but none of the characters, none of the tiers, and actually maybe even get away with what would you have a problem? They said like these tooled versions aren't don't have any lights or any kind of sounds. It's just the basic version of the actual dragonfly.
Yeah, it's called the Tigerfly, by the way.
Tigerfly. That's what I thought it was Tigerfly, but that maybe that's the way to please fans. Like it's not exactly, it's the same mold, of course, obviously, but it's different paint scheme. Doesn't come with the exclusive figures or any of the other aspects. Maybe they pull away a couple of blast effects and things like that. It's just a pared down version, but it's a Tiger Force version, or it's a Python Patrol His tank. Would that satisfy it?
Yeah, I think it would. You could also go to Toy Wiz and get the HasLab Tigerfly for $6.99.
Yeah, or any other eBay supplier. Seen these things pop up on Facebook Marketplace and everything. There's a lot of people that they purchased that. And I think they purchased it with the hint of this is going to jump up in price and everything. Let me see if I can get rid of it. And I've been seeing them sit for months, though.
Yeah. Yeah, well, sometimes it's blinding, right? You go outside, you try to pick up something, and you're blinded. You ever have that? You ever have that problem?
Every now and then, man. Every now and then.
The sun's just like way too bright for you.
I know. Sometimes it is, man. It shines bright, man. It shines brightest on the most of us.
It does. It does. All right, gamers, listen up, because your boy Chet Maddox is about to change your life. Ever step outside ready to flex on the world, but bam, the sun's out there griefing your eyeballs like an overpowered sniper camper? Yeah, no thanks. That's why I rock Solar Flex Shades, the only sunglasses engineered with gamer vision technology. These bad boys don't just block UV rays, they enhance your in real life reflexes, or IRL for you gamers. I'm talking glare reduction so crisp you could no scope a watermelon from across the park. Plus, they've got anti-sweat grip tech, because let's be real, gaming might be indoors, but we still sweat under pressure. And for my streamers out there, Solar Flex has blue light reduction lenses. So you can go from dominating the leaderboards to dominating the beach without frying your retinas like a graphics card running on the toaster. So if you want to look good, see better, and flex harder, head over to solarflex.gg. That's solarflex.gg, and use code ChetVision for 10% off your first pair. That's solarflex.gg, and use code ChetVision for 10% off your first pair. And remember that Solar Flex Shades, because if you ain't flexing, are you even gaming?
112 FM, Bandito Radio.
It's one of those things where it's like, it might be bright outside sometimes, but I don't know about now. We should probably check.
We should.
And now your weather forecast with Alexander Storm.
That is right. We got the weather across the nation. We're going to run this in the United States, actually. If you let us know out there if you want us to do the UK or any other place in the world and everything. But let's start this off and everything. We're going to start from the East Coast. So we're going to hit up Boston. Boston's 63 right now. Take that little trip down to New York. It's 64. Down to Washington, D.C., 72. Down to Charlotte, North Carolina, it is 76. Atlanta, Georgia, 74. You got the Jacksonville, bright and sunny. Jacksonville, Florida, 76. Memphis, Tennessee, 77.
Memphis.
Same thing that's looking like it is going the same way up in St. Louis. 77 there. Ooh, it's a little cold and chilly. In Detroit, 59. Wow.
59.
Go over to look over at Chicago, man, 45. Ooh, it's a windy.
God, well, you got to get a lot of those. You got to get some of those deep dish pizzas in Chicago. Stay warm.
Damn right and everything. We go right down to Oklahoma City, bright and shiny, 81. Dallas, Texas, 81. Then we jump over to we jump over to Albuquerque, New Mexico, 67. It's not looking
because the old Mexico wasn't good enough.
We go over to Phoenix, Arizona, bright and sunny 78. Then we start tripping and everything. We go right over to Las Vegas, Nevada. It's 69, but a chance of showers there. Los Angeles, Southern California. It is a 58 and it is raining. And I thought there was a Tony song that said it never rains in Southern California. That's not true. It does.
What a lie.
Yeah. We got San Francisco, partly cloudy at 60. And then you roll right up to Seattle. Oh, yes. Seattle is raining. That's right. And everything is like that. It's 50 degrees. And you know why it's these numbers, Chet?
Because dead man stopped doing construction work.
No, that's not it, brother.
Yeah.
It's because for the very first time, this is not a joke. We're actually reading the actual real class.
This is really
all
the
over
weather right
country.
now, everybody.
This is one.
Yeah.
If you're living in those cities right now and you're listening to this podcast a little later, then it's probably not that degree. But as of today's date, this is the real thing, because we kind of thought, we can't just throw the same joke week in and week out. So you actually got real weather forecast this week, man. A real weather forecast.
Yeah. Crazy.
112 FM, Bandito Radio.
Hey, I just got something in. Live traffic report. Turns out traffic sucks. So, anyways, hey, our kind of as we're rounding out, right? As we're kind of working our way through, and we got a lot of stuff still to talk about, but
yes, sir.
Kind of the last main subject I wanted to talk on. You and I have been talking about it for a little bit. Crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Do you think crowdfunding, is there too many of them or not enough? What do you think?
I will tell you, I think that there are too many of them. The reason why I say this, and we always try to come up with some kind of factual information that we can, is because I'm starting to see more of the non-quality ones start seeping in a little bit more. When at first, when you had to go for people to bang for the bucks and you had to sit there and come up with the tiers and have a good sculpted item and everything else like that, there was a point of it. Now I'm starting to see like anybody that has an idea in the back of their head that they think could be a toy line, they're starting to 100%, pop out of nowhere and start a campaign. And some are actually going, and some are not reaching that tolls. And with that comes the, let's use this one. There was a crowdfunding that did go through, and it was if I'm not going to name the company because of the fact is that I don't want to mispronounce or mislead somebody if it's wrong or not. But we'll just say there was an Airwolf that was supposed to be crowdfunded. It went through, and they were supposed to set up a company, LLC, and everything else that went down. And everyone, all of a sudden, out of I think it was whether it was 6 to 8 months after this, and people were expecting this, they did this whole thing where they came on and said, ho hum, we didn't expect the pricing to go, and we're gonna have to pull out of this scenario. So a lot of people were left not having, number one, not getting the item that they wanted, but number two is that actually being stiffed out of some money on this. And the only reason normally we'll give receipts and everything else like that, I can't remember off the top of my head, and if I don't know who it is, I'm not going to specifically just name drop and it be the wrong person. But everyone out there, if you remember that Airwolf, and it was, they had magnets that put it together and everything, and it was a promise of something, and you didn't get it. This is where I think that's the problem. Is that, are there too many? Yes. When, people are novice coming in and they don't understand the extent of professional run Kickstarter campaigns like a la Brutal Realms, they are experiencing the situation where they know. But I hear too many times these companies well, did you account for the Kickstarter fees? Not just, for you, but, what administratively you have to come back on. Did you properly take in a smart point of shipping? And how are you going to fulfill something, that, the pricing has changed all over the world. So I think there are too many, Chet.
Yeah, you're talking about Mars Industries, by the way.
Okay, I just want to make sure as long as we got the fact check point, because I don't mind, something like this, I don't mind name dropping that. I just don't want to guess. I'd rather know.
It was a 1/18th scale helicopter Airwolf, and they got $70,000 from people.
And how many people backed that?
159 people.
That sounds like that. Other than I think it's let's put it like this. I heard it was 3D printed, so that was something that was here in the United States. So if he went in and probably calculated what it was going to take to print that many and continuously and do it, and then but that's not a lot of people. But $70,000 still seems kind of off pricing wise. Something doesn't add up, either the shipping part or administrative fees. Something that didn't add up to that. That sounds like that was too small for an item price wise.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you read the
I've read it.
Yeah, if you read the updates, it's just a cluster.
Yeah,
clusterfuck.
This is why I say there's too many, because when things like this are seeping through, and I know you've heard this before, where somebody actually, they put a campaign and somebody ran off with the money or something. That's where I'm thinking, are there too many? Yes, because there's somebody that's thinking that, well, I can just do it and I can jump in. And when you have somebody that's done a successful campaign, they'll tell you it's not an easy road and everything. And I know you've talked about this numerous times, since you're one of the few people on the platform that actually has had a successful Kickstarter, is that you need to start planning a Kickstarter for when, Chet?
6 months minimum. Minimum 6 months, yeah.
If you started a year, it'd probably be better, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, see, I think these guys are going in yeah, I can make an Airwolf. And then you start getting in the process of that, and wait a minute, it didn't come out the way you thought it was.
Yeah, so here's the fundamental problem with Kickstarters. If you're going to you have to make your lens like this with Kickstarter, right? You spent all your fucking money and time making a product, and you have it, and it's live, and it's working, and it's fucking awesome, and you just can't afford to keep going and produce it for the mass amounts of people. Then you go to Kickstarter because you have the product, it works, it's proven, it's done, it's what it is, right? You wouldn't go into a business and be like, yeah, I really want to make, an Airwolf toy. And they're like, well, what is it? Can we see it? And you're like, oh, I don't have it. It's just, I made a model. I don't have it. Right. And so if you go to Kickstarter and you have the actual product that you can set and you can film and record and talk about and show and pose and move and do and put whatever you can to it, it makes people want what you have and shows them that you've done all of the legwork, right? And I'm not talking, if you're making action figures, I'm not talking about 3D printing the shit. That's you're cheaping out on that shit. Pay the $5,000 for the prototyping and the tooling. Get that shit out of the way. Get one in your hands. Get a fully painted one too, because you want to see the quality of the work. Because I'm going to tell you, if you can show up and you can say these are actual production copies, this is what we need. And if we get to this point on the Kickstarter, once it's funded and it's not going, let's say, because every Kickstarter you could do 30, 60, 90, but realistically a 30-day one's the best one.
Yeah.
So let's say that you are on a 30-day Kickstarter and you have the full production, right? And you say, as soon as this funds, I can put the order in to do productions, because I can base it off of, I can say, look, we're gonna get this money from these people, right?
Yeah.
So if you want $150,000 campaign, and you say, if you just flat out in the fucking beginning, look, our partners are ready to go if this gets funded, whenever it gets funded, because they're going to be taking their payment afterwards, right? So then you go, okay, I need 150. Once we get to 150 plus 3%, we're going to kick it off and go and produce it. So that's going to make our turnaround time even quicker. That's where not only can you then go and just launch another Kickstarter and be successful again, you have everybody that's behind it and they know it's coming, because you're like, now your updates to your Kickstarter page are like, cool, it's in process, it's being made, it's doing this, we just have to work on the boxes. And then you're like, this is the box. And then Then you give them the timeline and you're like, this shit's going on a boat because I don't have $10,000 extra to pay for air transportation. Plus, it's got to sit over there in the docks and it's got to wait for them to invest. And so this is the plan, right? And you're like, I want to get you your figure, but it's going to take X amount of time. But the key there is that they know they're getting it because when you got funded plus 3%, you said, I'm going to go and we're going to kick it. And that's the problem with a lot of Kickstarters is, like if you do like let's say $330,000, right?
Okay.
So you do $330,000 on Kickstarters. By the time your fees are done, both from Kickstarter and transacting from Stripe or what I don't know what Kickstarter uses now, but let's just say it's Stripe. Yeah, that's like $44,000 worth of fees.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, a lot.
So this is the thing is like that's $44,000 just from Kickstarter. Okay, that's not the shipping, and then when you get into customs, if anything's fucked up in customs, you got to pay that shit, or your shit gets put in a container on the end of the dock. That's it. They go, hey, we got your shit here in customs. It's good. With my board game, we had that problem. It was in customs. And it's like, oh, it's $3,000 to release it. I think it's like $3,000 or $3,500 for us to release it. We were like, why not? Because they mislabeled it, but we can let it go if you pay this. It's like some motherfucker's getting someone's getting that fucking money. It's not because they want to release it.
I think what they call it like demerge or something else like that. I've seen that happen.
Yeah. Well, because you were in the trucking industry.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen that happen.
You got tractors out there waiting to pick up the boxes, and it's like, well, they need me to pay like $3,000 to hook it up. It's like, fuck that, like take off,
I've heard even worse than that and everything, but we'll get that into the trucking podcast we'll do one day.
Yeah, trucks are fucked. Yeah, no. So I think like, I don't necessarily think that there's too many, but I think there's not enough quality ones.
Okay. We'll see that. Okay, like I said, now how many times have we been on? And we could just, again, this is a truthful podcast. These people are friends out here. They understand. They're not going to tell anybody else. It's just between us and with several 100,000 people that are watching and listening. Yeah. We've seen some Kickstarters that got funded, and you're like, how the heck did that get funded? Because some of those are the most atrocious crap that I've ever seen as figures. Now, whatever doesn't work for me might work for you. And I'm always great with it, but some of them don't look up to par to some of these major, Kickstarters that I've seen that actually funded. And you're like, yeah. And then you look at these smaller ones down the point, and it's like, is this just like, the least qualified, less quality stuff that's just reaping in? That's where I kind of say that's when it's too many. When I look at something and it got funded, and you're like, I know that this is like the representation, even the 3D renders look terrible. By the time you get this, this is going to be a whole 3D version of it. It's going to look terrible. And those are starting to seep through now, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think that's the problem. Like I said, like I think everyone should have their shot. I think it's worth it. I think that you should do it, but there's some that have come out that that when I look at it, it's like, all right, I wouldn't have stated that I was a toy designer.
Yeah, I've had that.
And then there's some that have come out where I'm like, wow, fuck, you weren't a toy designer.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird, but there are always ways to protect your purchase on crowdfunding. And do you know how that is?
Absolutely. I definitely know how it is, sir. It's like, are you a collector who's been duped by a mislabeled mint condition figure? Or maybe you just sponsored a crowdfunder and you wish you didn't. Did your exclusive pre-order mysteriously vanish into the void? Or maybe your prized vintage toy arrived in a box that looked like it went 10 rounds with a garbage truck. Then you need Timmy Mint. A toy advocate attorney for over 20 years, Timmy Mint has fought for justice in the world of toy collecting, from misprints to mispacks to crushed corners to counterfeit chaos. He's taken on the biggest toy companies, and you know what? He's won. At the law offices of Mint and Mint, They believe every collector deserves fair play,
Mm-hmm.
and Timmy Mint ensures your case comes mint graded. So you know what you got to do? Call 1-800-555-MINT. That is 1-800-555-MINT today for a free consultation. Because when it comes to justice, if it ain't mint, well, you know what they say. If it ain't mint, it just ain't right.
112 FM, Bandito Radio.
I love that.
I know. I upped my policy because we're getting ready to do some convention talking. So
absolutely, man. And well, definitely. Like I said again, whatever happens and everything, the best thing about it is I will 100% in every possible way have my thing graded by Mr. Mint. I will definitely have that.
Yeah,
you're supposed to go to Toy Atlanta. And that's hey, he may be walking around actually Toy Atlanta because he's a man of the people when it comes to trying to pick up new clients. So
yeah,
that may just happen for us. But you know what? Here's the point of the show is that we start actually peeing the other tides, and that's our tides and everything. Look, if you're not listening to Bandito Radio 112 FM, then you're making a mistake. But the biggest mistake that you'll be making is if you actually aren't listening to the Shadow Nose Network, SKN, Shadow Nose Network. That is right. Fine shows right here, the Action Figure Frequencies is a Toy Box Chronicle production. And you can find the actual mother show, Toy Box Chronicles, every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on SKN. And then on Friday, if you're into toys, into comics, into films, then you're going to want to watch the catch-all show, Pixels, Plastic, and Ink. That is right, Pixels, Plastic, and Ink. That starts also at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And from there, if you want to see us live, well, guess what you got to do? You got to head over to Toy Atlanta, and that is March 28th, 29th, and the 30th. In the city of Duluth, Georgia. And here's something. Not only are we doing live streams from the table, but Chet, you know what they have? Up on pixelplasticandink.com. That's pixelplasticandink.com. They have, the fine folks over there are actually doing our 2025 Toy Atlanta exclusive t-shirt. That is right. You're going to get a 2025 Toy Atlanta exclusive Toy Box Chronicles, because they are America's toy podcast. You're going to be able to pick up that shirt, and it's going to launch a couple of days before the convention. So if you're not listening to Toy Box Chronicles, you're not listening to us over at Action Frequencies.
Yeah,
Pixel Plastic, you won't be able to find out.
Not only that, if you're a member of the Discord, you get first dibs.
Oh, well, there you go.
It is a limited run. We're not selling very many of them, so you got to get them while they're hot.
It's not going to come back like the like a HasLab.
Nope, we do a shirt every year, and they're limited. So you're gonna have to get them while it's hot.
I've seen it and everything else like that. It's one of those interesting things. I will just say it's got a little mobile strike command element to me.
We actually have some of them in already.
I know.
And I'm excited about them, man.
Now, here's the thing. If you weren't listening to Bandito Radio and you were watching, the only place, because exclusively our audio is here on Bandito Radio, but the video is over on the SKN Shadow Nose Network. And if that was the case, I can tell you one thing. You would be able to see, if you were a channel member, Chet would be holding up a t-shirt right now with the exclusive shirt, and you would be able to see it as well. So there's perks.
Look at this.
To being a channel member. Yes, I see it and everything, and tease it. It's kind of like Vanna White and everything standing right there.
look at all of its glory. And for all of our YouTube members, look at that, dude.
Yep. So again, Chet, I would tell you, channels memberships has its perks, and you know what? It is for extremely reasonable price, because we're not trying to gouge anybody. We just want you to just pop over there, enjoy the extra benefits.
And if you're a channel member, no matter what level channel member you are, you get a discount code for the store, the people over at Pixel Plastic Inc. and Shadow Nose Network that run our store for us. as a way to thank you, you get a discount code for these when they go live. That's the only way you get the discount code.
Absolutely. And then if you happen to be in the city of Temecula, California, now they call Temecula, California, the second wine country in California, because apparently, it's Santa Rosa and up north, and then there's Temecula down here. So if you're there on May the 4th, that's right, May the 4th, which most people claim that is Star Wars Day, but we over here are actually this year claiming it as the G.I. Joe Day, SoCal Joe Show. The SoCal Joe Show will be taking place on the May the 4th. May the 4th.
I was going to ask you what Marth was like. Oh, is Marth like it's like just when March bleeds into May?
Oh, it's killing me, man. My energy's draining as we go and do this.
Yeah,
but, May the 4th, now you can come and meet the Action Figure Frequency crew, myself and Mr. Maddox. We're also the Toy Box Chronicles. But our third member over on SKN, Richard, which will again, master customizer and retailer of the vintage and hard to find items. He is going to come to that show with some very exclusive G.I. Joe vintage items that he's going to be showing over on the Tribunal. That's another podcast on the Shadow Nose Network. And he's going to give a little preview there before it gets there. So if you're into vintage Joes and some of the hard to find stuff, because he said he doesn't like shipping some of this stuff because it can be troublesome. So he much rather have it in person. So if you go down there, you're going to see some hits, some jewels. You may even see the Odd Frog guys actually over on the SKN Bandito radio booth. So it's worth the trip down there, brother.
Yeah. And just a side note, not only are we showing off the shirt to everyone that's not a member at Toylanta, you and I, as representation, are going to be making a huge announcement at a panel.
Yep.
We've been asked to join a panel to announce what we've been working on for what seems like years now.
Yeah. Well.
And I can't tell you how fucking excited I am to announce it to the world. It's gonna be huge, man. I think people are gonna want to stay tuned for that.
Well, it would only make sense if we were like someplace exclusively live and not on the radio, that you could actually have to go put your butts in the seat,
yeah,
listen to it in all flu girl. You can see, like I said, the Chet Maddox and Alexander Storm show face to face. Isn't that worth it?
I want to see it face to face, but this is so huge that we actually can't say anything other than it's huge.
Yep.
Until after the convention, we're not allowed to say anything, and I'm so fucking excited about it, man.
Well, I can tell you, man, I'm beat to hell. Like I said, we do this and all the other podcasts and everything that we do throughout all the networks that we're involved in. Man, I just feel like, man, I'm dragging here, Chet.
Oh,
I'm dragging.
Oh, are you running out of energy?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, brother, man, I'm so sorry about that. All right, Toy Fanatics, if you're like Mr. Storm here and you're low on energy and just can't stay the fuck up, well, let's talk about that energy. Whether you're hunting grails, posing figures, building dioramas, or deep in a custom paint job, you need fuel to keep you going. And no. I'm not talking about lukewarm Bucky's coffee. I'm talking about Figure Fuel Energy, the ultimate energy drink for toy enthusiasts. With our Electro Surge Caffeine, Steady Hand Precision Blend, and Shelf Warrior Stamina, this bad boy keeps you sharp, steady, and sculpted like a premium import figure.
That's right, Chet. Whether you're a loose collector, a mock protector, or a custom creator, Figure Fuel Energy has your back, and it comes in 3 collector-grade flavors. That's 3 collector-grade flavors. Prototype Punch, because every great collection starts with a concept. Blister Pack Berry, so fresh, it would be on a peg hook. And my favorite, and it's always my favorite, Glow in the Dark Grape, because real collectors don't sleep, they just recharge.
That's right. And for those long nights painting customs, designing displays, or just scrolling eBay for a deal that doesn't require selling a kidney, no crash, no jitter, just pure collecting power. So hit up figurefuelenergy.com. That's figurefuelenergy.com, and use code TOYPOWER for 10% off and fuel your passion like a legend. That's figurefuelenergy.com, code TOYPOWER for 10% off. Figure Fuel Energy, because shelf space ain't gonna fill itself.
112 FM, Bandito Radio.
And just like your favorite high school girlfriend or boyfriend, it's time to guzzle this episode away. It is. I gotta go get fucking an energy drink, man.
Yeah, well, like I said again, man, I'm cracking that up and everything. But you know what? It's always a shame because you know what? Like I said again, if they actually had some Figure Fuel here in the studio and everything, I think we probably could have done the second hour, man. But since we're running,
the problem is that I drink them all for us, and then we gotta wait until they send us more. So it's I'm sorry about that.
But don't be surprised if you're at a convention and there is actually several cases there. Do not be shocked when that happens.
I wouldn't be. Hey, as always, my friend, it is fantastic having this time with you and talking toy talk.
Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of wondering, I know we're off. Is it going to be Mira or is it going to be Howlin' Jim Jackson after us? But whatever it is, it's going to be entertaining on Bandito Radio 112 FM, because you know what? We bring nothing but power over here. And if you're not listening to 112 FM radio, then what are you doing, Chet?
You're chasing that plastic dragon and hiding it from everyone you love. Until next time, we'll see you. I'm Chet Maddox, and that is Bringing the Storm, Alexander Storm. See you later. Peace out, and deuce Bigelow, male gigolo.
Thank you for listening to Action Figure Frequencies with Chet Maddox and Alexander Storm.
We were racing towards the uncanny valley. Process moves and let's bet our story. They left a sunny stereo and some deadly late flowers. Delusional hope in a fire hour. Waiting to fill our side. We both know that it ain't coming. Grasping for the stars in a life full of darkness. Oh, it never was. Everyone's trying, it's not trying. Waiting for the sun. We both know that it ain't coming. We're finding us, the uncanny valley. Dragon's tail is wrapping around the shining stars. We're having an umbrella, an upside down barrier. High hopes, a death, lost and prize. Waiting to fill the sun. We both know that it ain't coming. Grasping for the stars. The light full of darkness. Oh, it never was. Everyone's trying, it's not trying. Waiting for the sun. We both know that it ain't coming. Waiting to feel the sun. We both know that it ain't coming. Grasping for the stars. In a life full of darkness. Oh, it never was. Everyone's trying, it's not trying. Waiting for the sun. We both know that it ain't coming.
There's another great jam by the Stereo Flowers. You are tuned in to 112 on your FM dial. Bandito Radio. Ow! Tune was brought to you by Stratos. Stay tuned, baby. We still got Mira's Morgue of Midnight Madness coming up. You're listening to 112 FM Bandito Radio.
I'm not entirely happy with this.
Another mind-blowing tune from Chris Turner. You are tuned in to 112 FM on your radio dial. This is Bandito Radio.
I really hate that you had to hear it this way. You was worth more songs to the mixtape. You need to know you was more than a mistake. It was me who had switched up midway. I can imagine what your friends say. He always had to have it his way. Fuck him, you don't need him, girl. Let alone the hard way. Ain't enough wine for the heartbreak. Ain't enough time, we in Pompeii. Trying to hold on, but it's too late. Now I'm in the line with a fool's weight. Could've had it all, but I pushed you away. I wanna be alone, I ain't got shit to say. But it's only temporary pain. Y'all can say I'm always in the way. Everybody know it's over, but you and I ain't all at fault. Only wish that I could change the past. It is what it is, it's a war. If I'm the one who stuck you in the heart, you the one who had me from the start. But I always wanted you to know that I love you more than I can ever show. Now I gotta go. Can't get back what we had before. Hate to cut it off, but we had to grow. Had to show the world I was out for blood. You was there day one, got it out the mud. Now I got the crown, but it's not enough. Cause it all came back to me all of a sudden. We was just two souls and it's not enough. Girl, if heaven falls into hell, would you risk it all? I just need to know. Girl, if heaven falls into hell, would you risk it all? I just need to know.
Yet another great jam by Noel. You are listening to 112 FM Bandito Radio. Hello, outlaws and outlawettes. You are listening to Howlin' Jim, and you are on 112 FM Bandito Radio.
Yeah. Tune in now, don't miss the fun. Joker Junction's just begun. Silly bits and punchlines fly. Have a laugh on us, don't be shy. Have a laugh, have a smile. Stick around, stay a while. Jokes keep rolling, no need to rush. Joke Junction, have a laugh on us.
And welcome back to another Joke Junction. This is Mike Cantrell, your host, and this week we have something a little different. Of course, I say that every week. It's always something different, which is great. At the time of this recording, I just found out the other day that a longtime Seattle radio DJ, Bob Rivers, had passed away. Now, Bob Rivers has been known in the Seattle area for 25, 30 years. He's been a Seattle staple on the airwaves. Well, his last broadcast was a little over 10 years ago. He's still extremely well known, and he's actually known nationwide too, at least in the fact of Twisted Tunes. Now, I'm sure somewhere along your journey you've heard some Twisted Tunes, especially around Christmas time. He released Walking Around in Women's Underwear, Police Stop My Car, and quite a few other ones. He was a parody genius. Not only was he a parody genius, but he was just an outstanding radio talk show host, DJ, interviewer. He's definitely influential in my life of wanting to be behind the mic because I used to listen to him all the time in the morning. Now, along with a bunch of his parodies that he's written and produced, Bob Rivers started what he called Bob's Garage, where back in the day, I think he said it started with Blue Oyster Cult, where he was a DJ on the local rock station and he saw that Blue Oyster Cult was playing a really small venue, and this kind of surprised him. So he took it upon himself to reach out to the venue and saying, hey, ask if Blue Oyster Cult is interested in coming to my garage, playing a few songs for local fans. and we can put it out on the radio as a bit to try and draw more tickets. Well, they went for it. And thus Bob's Garage was born. And over the years, he decked out his garage to that of a real professional studio that even local musicians like Candlebox, Queensryche, Queens of the Stone Age, the Melvins, Paul Rogers, like all these different artists have ended up playing at Bob's Garage. So he definitely had an ear for the industry, an ear for the music, and he just absolutely loved it. He was on for over 25 years here in Seattle and switched to a podcast after he left here. Him and his wife moved around a little bit, and I believe he ended up in Las Vegas. So tonight what I have lined up for you is a few of his outstanding parodies. They're called Twisted Tunes. They're just fun and funny. But what I want you to do is really listen to the music because he really wanted to dial in the actual sound of the original artist with local artists that he collaborated with. But he wanted the song to sound almost exactly the same, obviously while being a parody. And for some of the songs, he got some pretty high-name people on there. And what's great is a lot of them didn't even want to be accredited so that it just added to the comedy and musical value. So I've got a few of those to play for you, but first I'm going to play just a few minutes of his very last on-air broadcast when he was on KJR here in Seattle. He went from a rock station to a classic rock station to kind of an oldies, not oldies, but yeah, a little bit more oldies station before he ended up retiring, or at least from the traditional airwaves. But like I said, very influential guy, outstanding interviewer, DJ, and musician. Here's a little bit of Bob Rivers, and then we'll jump into some Twisted Tunes, which I think you'll enjoy. So here's a little Bob Rivers.
And all of the people in the building don't have time to thank everybody. What I did want to say in the end here is that, and I talked about this on a TED Talk last year. I was thinking about what important message do I have to give to anybody? And I remembered, and it's such an amazing bit of timing that my grandchild Hazel was born less than 24 hours ago and is listening to this broadcast right now, comprehending about as well as I used to comprehend a lot of stuff. But my grandfather, when I was 5 years old, did two things. He gave me a radio, and he taught me how to use the phone. And today I'm addicted to this thing, by the way.
Phone, not the radio.
Well, this is a radio. How do you think stuff gets to this?
Don't say anything bad about his phone.
Don't say anything bad about it. Anyway, my grandfather did that, and he also looked into my eyes and told me I was great. And he told me I could do anything. And he believed in me at a super young age. And so the thing I guess I would pass on is it's amazing if you think of the people who've told you you're great and told you could do stuff throughout your life, what a impact that has on a human being. You know, we get angry with each other sometimes, we get frustrated with each other, but when you tell someone, when you spot good in someone and you tell someone it's good, that reverberates through an entire lifetime. And I remember all of the people who've been inspirational and done good things, and I've gone, wow, I want to jump on that. And so my grandfather did that. And that's why it's so cool that I'm about to be in the grandfather role. And then my mother, she had two things. She was very wise. Two things she said to me that in the whole sum of a lifetime empowered and helped me that I'll pass on to you. And in the spirit of, for generations, these things can help. I looked up old sayings on the internet and looked up people, and like one of them was from a Greek philosopher, and the dude said this thing, and here it is thousands of years later, and people still say it all the time. So my mother, when I was a kid, I was mad at somebody. We all get mad at somebody once in a while. And I told her I was mad at somebody, and she looked at me and she said, well, don't be upset. God's not finished with him yet. And I'm not, going all religious per se, but what she meant was we're all on a journey. We're all making mistakes. And whatever's right or wrong, just accept it and relax and be patient. And then the other thing that she always used to say, and she summed it up in 2 words, better than Shakespeare could. If I was going out the door, you know, those years when you're going out the door and your parents are looking at you like, where are you going? What are you doing? She would look at me and she would say these 2 words.
Grab beer? Sorry.
Those are 3 words.
Grab some. She would look at me, and you know the words, because I think I've said this to you guys.
You have.
She said, be good. Be good. And, you know, that's what all of us strive to do. That's what we can try and do. So there's some things coming up with World Vision. There's some things coming up that, you know, you'll hear from me again, and I hope you'll be around. And if you want to say hi to me sometime at the end of a gig, don't let me tell you I'm tired and I have to get home and go to sleep. I'm not going to plug anything. Go to the website, bobrivers.com. All right. And we've gone over. I want you to all give yourselves a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to the Bob Rivers Show for 25 years. And now I get to push a button to launch the new KJR.
Wise words from a great guy. I highly encourage you to check out bobrivers.com, not only for all of the twisted tunes that he has on there, which there are just archives and archives of them. Hilarious, good musicianship, awesome stuff. There's also a lot of his Bob's Garage sessions that are on there too. There's archives and archives. I highly recommend check it out, bobrivers.com. Now check out these twisted tunes. Thanks for listening. Joke Junction, 112 FM, Bandito Radio.
You gotta do. Get off the barn, stay off the farm. Go read a nursery rhyme. Don't ring 976 BAAA. That kind of love's a crime. Hey, dirty deeds done with shake. Dirty deeds, little Bo Peep. Dirty deeds done with shake. Dirty deeds and they're done. Dirty deeds and they're done with sheep. My friend Larry has a little lamb. Her fleece is white as snow. He keeps bragging about her night and day. Someone should tell him no. Look at the flock, they're all in shock. Here comes that mutton fan. Knock out the fleece, give them some peace. Don't be a Bondo man, no. Dirty deeds done with sheep. Dirty deeds, little Bo Peep. Dirty deeds done with sheep. Dirty deeds and they're done with sheep. Dirty deeds and they're done with sheep. Velcro gloves, knee pads, late night dates. Done with sheep. Warning signs, electric fences, high voltage. Done with sheep. Dirty deeds. Don't tell them what I've done to you. Done with sheep. Dirty deeds. Dirty deeds. Dirty deeds. Done with sheep. Quiet, girls. I think the shepherd's coming.
If God had long hair and a goatee, and if his eyes were pretty glazed, if he looked spaced out, would you buy his story? Would you believe he had an eye infection? And yeah, God looks baked. Yeah,
Ziggy, you copping any Z's over there?
No way, man. Mr. Sandman has not paid a visit to my cranial cavity.
Hey, man. Yeah. Do you ever think about death?
Oh, wow. You are like Kreskin, man. I was just thinking about this really cool Bruce Lee movie.
Bruce Lee!
Yeah. I saw, man, it was so wild. Where this guy, not Bruce Lee.
Okay.
But like this other guy.
Okay.
He gets like, get this, crushed by this giant ant.
I saw! Yes! Righteous cool death!
He like picked him up, man, by his pinchers. And ate him for lunch.
Cool! Alright, that's the coolest thing. Hey, man.
Yeah.
You know what we need? We need some jams. Yes. We need some tunes. Turn on the stereo, man. Crank it on! Crank it on! Yes! I wanna death by misadventure. Wanna die face down in some dude's pool. Not gonna kick in my sleep, lying on my dentures. When I die, Jacket's gonna be real cool. Don't wanna die from drugs. Don't wanna go insane like that Pink Floyd guy, Sid.
Well, being a bus that crashes into a train. Just like Ozzy Osbourne did.
No, man, it was Randy Rhoads and it was an airplane.
Wow, train in a plane, cool.
I wanna death by misadventure. Wanna die face down in some dude's pool. Not gonna kick it in my sleep, baby, lying on my dentures. When I die, Jacket's gonna be real cool. Don't got no death wish. Suicide is bogus. This practical dude has some years to go.
There aren't any rules, I mean nobody told us we couldn't die in the Andes in a lava flow.
Cool. Centuries later they find your remains.
A charcoal briquette dude buried in his bag.
Righteous!
Yes! Yes!
Richard! Are you boys still awake up there? Only your dad is bogus enough to call you Richard, Zig.
Leonard, turn that music down or you're gonna have to sleep at your own house.
A fate worse than death. Leonard!
Okay, alright, Richard.
Boys,
Richard.
Boys, go to sleep and turn that guns and butter down.
Guns and butter?
Dead leopards!
Dead leopards! Oh, wait, man, that's a cool Dead Leopards. We should call our band that, man.
Dead Leopards.
Yeah!
Too cool.
Too cool.
I got my membership in 1982. Owning a VCR was relatively new. Take home a new release of Terminator 2.
Hasta la vista, baby.
And then the tapes gave way to new technology. The VHS were all replaced by DVDs. So we would never have to pay rewinding fees. But now our children will never know them.
Digital killed the video store. No one leaves home for movies no more.
The movies came to DVRs.
Tune into the static, whispers in the night. Mira's morgue awakens, where shadows take flight.
Welcome, my haunted airway explorers. Once again, you found yourself in the shadowy corridors of Mira's morgue of midnight madness, where the past never truly rests and the airwaves carry echoes of terror from long ago. Tonight, I have exhumed a true classic, one of the most chilling tales ever to slink from the cobwebs depths of literature straight into the golden age of radio horror. A story of science and madness, of potions and peril, of a man and his monstrous other self. Yes, my ghoulish guests, tonight we delve into the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. First penned by Robert Louis Stevenson, this eerie tale has been adapted countless times. Tonight, we journey back into 1932 to a 52-part radio series that expanded upon Jekyll's life from childhood until his tragic end. This adaptation starred in the versatile George Edwards, known as the Man of 1,000 Voices, who not only portrayed Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but also lent his voice to multiple characters throughout the series. This information was given by tvtropes.org. So, my haunted airway explorers, turn down the lights, lock the doors, and whatever you do, don't drink anything suspicious, because once the transformation begins, there's no going back.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure and our privilege to present to you tonight George Edwards in a radio version adapted by Betty Rowland of one of the world's great literary masterpieces, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It took the genius of Robert Louis Stevenson to fashion this tale of the dual forces which are forever at war in every human breast, the powers of good and evil. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure and our privilege to present to you tonight George Edwards in a radio version adapted by Betty Rowland of one of the world's great literary masterpieces, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It took the genius of Robert Louis Stevenson to fashion this tale of the dual forces which are forever at war in every human breast, the powers of good and evil that lie dormant in us all. And he has given us a tale so weird, so strange, and yet so filled with the eternal conflict of man's immortal soul that we who hear it stand petrified, because in the tormented character of this strange fantasy we see ourselves. Step by step we will take you along the tortuous path, followed by young Henry Jekyll, fortune's darling, born to great riches, talented and handsome, until we see the final dissolution of this unhappy being, who sought to split his soul in twain and assume a separate identity for each side of his dual nature. The one entirely good, the other completely evil. We will begin by looking into the handsome country residence of his father, Edward Jekyll, a wealthy London merchant who has retired to his estate to enjoy the fruits of a successful career on the stock exchange. He is a man whom anyone might envy, still in the prime of life, enjoying the esteem of all who knew him, blessed with the love of a gracious woman and the father of a splendid son. It is Christmas Day, and fires are burning brightly in the vast chimney pieces of the Jekyll house. Snow spangles the trees in the great park surrounding the gardens, and in the clear, crystal air, the chiming of church bells comes clearly from the little village just a mile or so beyond the gates.
Henry, there's Mr. Bunning with his choir. Open the windows, dear, and show him that we're here. All right, Mother. Are you sure it won't be too cold for you? Not a bit. I've got this warm cloak on, and it isn't half so cold now that the sun has commenced to shine. Hey, Mother, just come and look at little Billy Hawkins. He's playing the cornet, and his cheeks look exactly like two Dutch cheeses. Let's go out onto the terrace and speak to them. Oh, there's Mr. Packer, too. His leg must be better. Well, fancy his being able to walk all this way through the snow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you. If you'd care to step inside, there's a hot punch and some Christmas cake waiting for you. Henry, run and tell your father, dear. He wouldn't like not to be here to welcome them. Do you know where he is? I think he went down to the cellar with Monkton to choose the wines for dinner. Well, I'll go and fetch him then. And I'll go and make sure there's ample cake to go around. And look, there's Mr. Utterson and Margaret just driving through the gates. Oh, isn't that nice? I was so hoping they'd call in today. Tell your father, dear, and then run out and meet them. Oh, I do hope they can stay and have Christmas dinner with us. There's no one I'd rather have than them.
Another glass of this port, Utterson, before we go into the drawing room.
Thanks. I think I will. What a glorious color it has.
Fill me a beaker full of the warm south, eh? This wine was part of a gift to my grandfather from the Duke of Alba. It's lasted a long time. But I think there'll be sufficient for young Henry to celebrate his Christmases with.
How the lad is shooting up. How old is he now?
He'll be 12 in April. I'll have to think about sending him away to college soon. He's getting too much for a tutor.
You must be very proud of him.
But what about your daughter? She's got her fair share of good looks, don't you think?
Ah, yes. Margaret's a bonny lass. A very bonny lass. Ah, there are the children outside now. What's that Margaret's carrying?
I think it must be the doll my wife got for her last week when we were up in London.
A doll? Why, from here it looks as large as a real baby. How delighted she'll be. Just look at the way she holds it. Haven't you seen a mother carrying her child that way? And the look on her face. I can see it from here. Purest rapture.
Notice the way she walks. She's afraid of slipping on the snow and letting it drop.
I've noticed the expression of a little girl's face when she's carrying her doll. Just the same rapt, inward look of utter bliss that a mother has. I really think they feel the same.
All of which is quite beyond Henry's scope of understanding. Look how impatiently he waits for her. The eternal male itching to be off on adventure.
What's the matter with you? I'm coming. I told you should have left that silly old doll behind. It's not a silly old doll. Yes, it is. Look at its staring eyes. Whoever saw anyone with eyes like that? I think they're beautiful. And she's got real eyelashes, too. And they open and shut. And she says, Mama. Well, you can understand that all day admiring it, so you're going to come with me. Where do you want me to go? Down to Red Hill. Snow's deep there. I gave it a try out after church this morning. The new sleigh's a dream. Faster than anyone else's by a mile. I don't think I want to go sleighing, Henry. What? Before we had dinner, you could hardly wait. Well, I've changed my mind. Well, I know what it is. You've got that doll now. What if I have? It doesn't stop you from coming sleighing with me. Of course it doesn't. But I just don't want to, that's all. You prefer a silly-looking waxen-faced image to me, do you? Very well, then. I'll ask Phyllis Mortimer to go. She'll jump at the chance. Ask her. I don't care. Oh, yes, you do. You hate her. I know you do. I saw the look on your face when we were skating together last week. Who? What do I care who you skate with? That's not true. You do care. And if you don't come with me now, I'll ask her to be my partner at the children's party tonight. Very well, then. I shall dance with the squire's son. He's already asked me to. More than once, too. Oh, no, you won't. You're not going to dance with that pimply-faced ninny. He's a very nice boy. He has lovely manners, and he's never rude and horrid like you are. He's got buck teeth, and he breathes through his mouth like a grampus. He's promised to take me to the next otter hunt. And I shall probably go and stay at the manor after the new year. You're coming to stay here. I heard Mother ask your father. Papa lets me go where I choose. And you're going to choose to come and stay with us. And you're going to come sleighing with me now, do you hear? Indeed. Yes. Go inside and put away that doll. I should think a big girl like you'd be ashamed to play with dolls. I don't care what you think. And anyway, 10 isn't too old for dolls? Yes, it is. Phyllis Mortimer's only 9, and she smashed her last doll over a year ago. Phyllis Mortimer's balls and bows. I heard your mother say so. Oh, Margaret, come on. You're wasting the afternoon. Be getting dark soon. Well, I'm not coming, so there. Yes, you are. I'm going to make you. No, you're not. Give me that doll. No. No. Henry, stop it. Oh. Margaret. Margaret. What's the matter? Speak to me. Oh, Margaret.
Henry, what on earth have you done?
She slipped on a step. Oh, Father. She's not dead, is she?
Let me have a Jekyll, for mercy's sake. Oh, Margaret, my darling.
I think she's only stunned, Addison. We'll carry her inside. Henry, run and tell your mother. Tell her not to be alarmed. It can't be serious. There are only half a dozen steps.
But she struck her head as she fell. I saw it through the window.
Yes, I know. Don't let's waste any time. We'll send for the doctor right away.
Oh, my darling, my darling. Oh, God, don't let anything happen to her. My little girl. Oh, Margaret.
Steady, old man.
She's my whole life. If anything should happen, I just couldn't go on.
She'll be all right in a week or so, just slight concussion, that's all. He's sleeping quietly now, and I expect her to wake up almost herself again.
Thank you, Doctor. I can't say what a relief this is.
These young things are liable to suffer all sorts of mishaps, sir. How did it happen?
She was playing with Mr. Jekyll's boy on the top of some steps. I don't know exactly how it came about, but she slipped.
Very easily done. The ground's like glass after the freeze last night. Well, I'll be getting along. Be down in the morning. No excitement, mind.
Oh, we'll see to that.
Well, good night, then.
Good night. Good night. Thank you, Addison, old friend.
What for?
For what you said about the accident. You might easily have said so much more.
As far as I'm concerned, nothing more need be said, ever.
That's not so. There's something I feel I have to say. Something that I've wanted to say to you for a long time, yet lacked the resolution. Will you sit down with me for a while before we go to Mrs. Jekyll?
Why, certainly. Is there something that troubles you?
Something that troubles me very deeply. Addison, did you notice my son's face as he tried to tear the doll out of Margaret's arms this afternoon?
You mean just before she fell? Yes, I did.
What did you think?
Well, to be truthful, there was something on the face of that boy that struck terror into my heart.
I know. What's the meaning of it? I've seen it from time to time, and it's always the same. Something so evil, so hideously profane seems to peer out from behind the mask of his features that I can't believe my eyes. You saw it this afternoon?
Yes. Has it happened very often?
Not more than half a dozen times in his life. The first occasion was when he was little more than 2 years old. He was playing with his nurse, a woman of whom he was particularly fond. And suddenly I saw the change, and he turned and sank his teeth into her arm until she screamed with pain. We had to almost prise his jaws apart. It was the most horrible thing I'd ever seen.
And when did it happen next?
About 2 years later. My spaniel had a litter of puppies, little soft lumps of silk. Henry was playing with them when suddenly I heard the mother dog begin to wail, and Henry laughed. Never as long as I live will I forget that sound. It wasn't the laugh of a child, but that of a fiend. or as to where he was. He had broken their backs. Every puppy lay dead at his feet. Good heavens. And then another time... For heaven's sake, what's that? It's Henry. He has terrible nightmares after one of the attacks. I must go to him at once. It's Jekyll.
Oh, Edward Jekyll, my poor friend. You are indeed in need of help. May God have pity on you and on your son.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now present George Edwards in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We have now seen both sides of the strange character of Henry Jekyll. The streak of evil which induced him to bring about the moral and physical destruction of his schoolmate David Markham, and the sublime which impelled him to plunge into the boiling seas off the coast of Scotland and rescue some fishermen whose boat had been driven on the rocks. In doing this, he suffers some minor injuries, and his mother and Margaret Utterson, the girl who is already playing a significant role in his life, come up to nurse him back to health. Our next scene opens in the little shooting box on the Scottish moors, in which Henry and his father were staying.
Well, Henry, my boy, how's the leg this morning?
Oh, as well as ever it was, Father, thanks. My word has cleared up wonderfully in the last few days.
No trace of that stiffness?
Oh, none at all. In fact, I'm feeling so well, I'm going to take Margaret out for a walk along the cliffs. I'd like to have one last look over that sea before we leave.
Well, I'll be sorry to go back. London isn't half as nice as being up here. I wish we could stay another month.
Then come out now and let's make the most of our last day. We'll take something to eat and stay out till dark.
I'd love to.
Watch out for storms. There were some rather ugly-looking clouds over the horizon a while ago.
Oh, we'll take raincoats. And there's generally a shepherd's cottage to shelter in. Sure you won't come too?
Oh, not me. I'm going to take a stroll down to the post office to see if there's any mail up from London. And then I'll sit by the fire and read the papers in comfort.
And you, Mother?
I'm going along to Katie McBride's to get that shawl she's weaving for me.
Then come along, Margaret. We'll leave them to it and go out and get our lungs full of the Atlantic gale. Does the wind ever stop blowing here, I wonder?
Wrap yourself up well, dear, and don't be too late home.
We'll be all right, dear. Don't worry over us. Come on, the dogs, Henry.
I'll meet you down at the gate, Margaret. Don't forget to bring something to eat. This time I makes me as hungry as a hawk.
Well, it's good to see the boy striding down the path like that again.
He's a lovely boy, isn't he, Edward? The kind of son that every mother dreams of having.
Shame on you, woman. You're puffed up with maternal pride.
And you're none too modest about him yourself, Edward Jekyll. When you saw all those accounts of what he did in the papers, I saw your chest begin to expand by inches.
Anyone might be proud of what Henry did. 3 men owe their lives to him, and a lot of little children would be fatherless if he hadn't risked his life that day.
They almost worship him down in the village. They're planning some sort of farewell for him tomorrow. Ah, there goes Margaret now. They look fine together, don't they? It makes me feel grateful to God for all his mercies to see them there. It might have been so different.
Yes, Marion, my dear. So different.
How strangely you say that.
I had strange thoughts. Oh, well, that's the thing of the past now. Let's forget about it and be thankful for the present.
is it, Henry?
Getting on for 4 o'clock.
Don't you think we'd better be turning home? It'll be dark in another hour.
Oh, we haven't got so very far to go. If we cut across those moors by that tor over there, we'll strike the village in a few miles.
Then come along, let's go. I think your father's warning about the storm is going to come true.
I love it. I love to feel the wind whipping through my hair and your cheeks. Oh, they're crimson.
Not my nose, I hope.
It's a bit red, too.
Oh, how hateful of you, Henry. Even if it's true, you shouldn't notice it.
It looks adorable. I like you much better like this, with your hair tossed all over your head, and old shoes and clothes on. I'd hardly know you for the elegant young lady of the London drawing rooms.
Which do you prefer?
Now you're asking both sides of my nature to speak. The one that likes the sophistication of London with its music and soft lights, silks and satins, and the other that walks over the moors and cliff tops with you. Swept clean by the wind, glorying in physical strength, happy in the comradeship we feel merely by being here together.
Have you two sides to your nature, then?
Well, who hasn't? Why, even you, my little Margaret, must feel the pull of conflicting desires now and again. I'd hate to think that there was nothing of the sinner under that sweet face of yours.
Henry, sometimes you frighten me.
Why?
I don't know. You look at me sometimes and you make my heart beat. There's something queer in your eyes.
Don't say that. Don't ever say that. Do you hear?
Why, Henry, what's the matter? Oh, you're hurting me. You're digging your fingers into my arm.
I'm sorry, Margaret. I'm sorry. Well, come on. Let's cut across the moors by this path. It'll take us home, I think.
Oh, it is getting stormy. We'll have rain soon, I think.
Well, come on. Give me your hand and we'll hurry home. And don't be cross with me, Margaret. I'm awfully sorry I hurt you.
I'm never cross with you, Henry. That is, not for long. Come along, let's run. Henry, are you sure you know the way?
I think so. I came over by this path a few weeks ago, though it shouldn't have taken us as long as this. It's after 5 o'clock now.
Isn't it dark? I wish we had a lantern. I can hardly see a thing.
Well, hang on to my arm. I can still see the path. Oh, here's the rain again. Button up your coat and keep your head down. I'll guide you.
I wish we hadn't thrown the last of those sandwiches to the dogs.
Hungry? Oh, never mind. Mother will have a fine hot meal waiting for us, and we'll be home soon now.
We're lost, aren't we?
Well, I'm not sure. This path must lead to somewhere, and we're still on it.
We seem to have been pushing our way against the storm for hours. I wonder what the time is.
Well, hold open the flap of my coat. I'll try and strike a match. You ready?
Yes. Did you see?
It's nearly 8 o'clock.
That does mean we're lost, doesn't it?
Yes, I'm afraid it does. I'm awfully sorry, Margaret. I've let you in for this.
It doesn't matter. We'll wait till daylight and then see our way back.
Oh, it won't be daylight for hours. If only we could find some sort of shelter.
Look. Did you see that in the lightning? Some sort of barn or cottage.
No, where?
Over to the left. Give me your hand. I think I can find it. See? There it is.
Yes, I saw it. Well, that must be where this path leads to. Well, thank goodness we'll be able to get out of this rain.
Even the dogs know we're lost. They're hanging right on our heels.
Oh, well, with any luck, we'll be under shelter in a few minutes. I hope that lightning comes again.
There it is. Come along, let's run.
Ooh, what luck. We might easily have passed it.
What sort of a place is it? Can you strike a match and let's see?
I'll try. I'm afraid they're very wet. Some sort of barn. Why, there's a stack of hay over there.
And there's a lantern. See if there's any oil in it.
Yes, we're in luck. It's half full. At least we'll have some light. There we are. That's better.
Oh, I say, there's a fireplace and some dry wood. That's marvelous. A fire to get warm by and dry our clothes. Oh, if only we had those sandwiches.
We'll spend the night imagining what Mother had for us to eat when we got home.
They'll be terribly worried over us. I wonder where we are.
Well, there's nothing we can do till morning, so let's light this fire and warm ourselves.
And what way did they go?
The last we saw them, they were going along the cliffs towards Loch Moida.
And when was that?
About 11 o'clock this morning.
Well, they might be anywhere by now. But never fear, Mr. Jekyll, sir. We'll find them sure enough. There's not a body in the whole village who wouldn't spend the night searching for them. We're not forgetting what he did for us. We'll have him back for you safe and sound by morning. Tell his mother that.
Feeling warmer now?
Warm and sleepy.
I'll bring across some more of that hay and we'll make a bed.
What time is it?
I don't know. My watch has stopped. Must be nearly midnight, though.
No wonder I'm sleepy.
Here you are. Lie down on this and be comfortable. I'll roll up my coat for a pillow.
Oh, no, you'll need it.
Oh, I'll be warm enough without it. How's that better?
Yes, it's fine. Listen, even the storm has died down now. How quiet it is. I wonder where we are.
High up on some isolated moor, I guess. This must be a feeding place for the cattle. That's why the track led down here.
It's lonely and a little bit creepy, isn't it? I'm awfully glad I'm not alone.
Scared?
Not with you here. But don't go too far away from me.
No, I'm here, right beside you. It's a pity that lamp burned out so soon, but the fire's still bright. I can see you quite plainly.
You're in the shadows. I can only hear your voice.
Shall I come closer?
Yes, please. You could put your arm around me if you like, and I could sleep on your shoulder.
Isn't the coat comfortable?
All right, if you'd rather not.
Oh, don't be silly. You know it isn't that.
What is it then?
Never mind. There now, is that right?
Oh, perfect. You've got such broad shoulders, Henry. They were made for this. Good night.
Good night. Looks pretty there, lying in the firelight. She wanted to lie close to me. That's the sinner in her. It's there just the same as in all of us.
Can't you even look at the face of this sleeping girl without thinking things like that?
We're so far away from everybody. Miles and miles away. Just the two of us in this hut. She's turning her face towards me. Those lips, they want my kisses. She's in love with me, I know that.
She's Margaret, not Hetty.
Is there any difference? Because Hetty's poor and this girl's rich, does that mean they aren't the same inside? She's just the same, and she's prettier, much prettier. Her throat, the soft curves as she sleeps there beside me. She's putting her arms towards me. I'll kiss her and wake her up.
Hello! Hello there!
Yes?
Who is it? Hello!
What is it? What's the matter?
Someone's found us. They must have sent out a search party. Hello there, this way.
Hey, is it you? Are you all right? Where's Margaret?
Here, Father, here. And safe. Thank God she's safe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now present George Edwards in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Well, Henry, dear, are you all ready to go?
Yes, Mother. The carriage is waiting. We'll be off as soon as Margaret finishes putting the final touches to her toilet. Oh, what a pity you're not coming too.
I'll be very comfortable at home by the fire with my knitting and an interesting book. Much more to my taste than hunt balls.
Are you sure you wouldn't like me to stay with you?
No, I wouldn't dream of it. Besides, who'll chaperone Margaret?
Dear me, have I got to do that?
You're not to go off playing whist and forgetting all about the child, Henry.
Don't worry, Mother. I'll keep an eye on her. Oh, here she is now.
Come along in, dear, and let's have a look at you. My, what a lovely dress.
Do you like it? Daddy bought it for me when he was over in Paris last month. I've been saving it up for this.
Oh, it's perfect. Just perfect. I'd no idea your father had such good taste in ladies' ball dresses.
Our good friend may have a side to his nature that we've never suspected, my dear.
Do you like it, Henry?
I'll tell you what I think of it when we're dancing the first waltz.
Well, if we don't make a start, you'll be too late. Let me help you on with your cloak, Margaret, yeah?
Oh, just a moment. Henry, pass me over that little case on the table by the window.
This one?
Yes, thank you. Come here a moment, Margaret. See, these are some pearls I wore when I was a girl. The clasp's a little old-fashioned, perhaps, but I like it all the same. Bend down, my dear, and let me put them around your neck.
Why, Auntie Marian.
If I'd had a daughter, they would have been hers. Providence gave me a son, but he also gave me you, dearest girl. There now, don't they look nice against that snowy neck of yours?
They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Oh, how can I ever thank you enough?
Well, come along. Let's go. Good night, Mother darling. Take care of yourself while we're away.
Indeed I will. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Margaret, darling, what a dream of a frock. You look divine. Thanks, Molly. Yours is lovely, too. Is my hair all right at the back? Of course it is. If only I had red hair like yours. And such lovely curls. What's wrong with yours? It shines just like satin. And black hair looks marvelous with your blue eyes. Well, I hope Vincent thinks so. He's asked me for 3 dances. That looks hopeful, doesn't it? You really like him, do you? Do I? If he doesn't propose this season, I'll go into a convent. I can't imagine it. Come along if you're ready and let's go down. Henry's waiting for me at the foot of the stairs. My dear, are things still as strong as ever between you two? Yes, I'm afraid so. I can't understand it myself. Of course, I'm all for fidelity in the long run, but you've never even tried anyone else. Now, I had half a dozen flutters before I finally settled on Vincent. Half a dozen? You started flirting before you were out of school. Oh, well, I never could endure the thought that I might be missing something. Look, do you see that woman going downstairs now? Which one? The one wearing the white dress and the emeralds. Yes. Rather marvelous, isn't she? Do you know who she is? She's Mrs. Marchbanks. Mrs. Marchbanks? Yes, don't you know? She's an American. I heard Mother and Aunt Eleanor talking about her after dinner. They didn't know I could hear. My dear, there's been a terrible lot of scandal over her. She's divorced. No. Absolutely. And they say... Oh, is that the one? Oh, do let's stop and look over the balcony at her. She is smart, isn't she? Well, do you wonder? Oh, Molly, you're dreadful. Just look at the men flocking round her. Oh, bother. What hope have we got with flounces and forget-me-nots against a dress like hers? My goodness, there's Vincent. I'm going down before he catches sight of her. See you later, Margaret. Good luck, darling. Thanks, dear.
Margaret, what luck? I've been looking all over the place for you. Where's your dance program?
Oh, hello, John. I'm afraid it's pretty full.
Let's have a look. HJ. No need to ask who that is. Has he got a monopoly over you?
There's a polka and a quadrille in the second half.
Yes, but I don't want to polka with you or dance in a set. I want to waltz. I want to be able to talk to you, to tell you how marvelous you look. You know, I haven't seen you for an age, Margaret.
I'm afraid there isn't a waltz left.
What about this one? It's hardly started.
Oh, not this. I promised it to Henry. Look, he's waiting for me at the foot of the stairs. Oh.
What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. Would you like to have this waltz, John?
Would I? But didn't you say that Henry...
I thought this was the first waltz. I made a mistake. He's dancing this one with that American woman, Mrs. Marchbanks.
Is he? Well, I never could stand her before, but now I'll be grateful to her forever. Come along, don't let's miss a bar of it. You know, I've been thinking of you all the time I've been away, Margaret. Do you know, even in Italy, I was counting the days... Why, I don't believe you're paying the least attention to what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm sorry, John, dear. What was it?
I was telling you that you're the most beautiful woman in this room, and I'm madly in love with you.
Stop it, John. Please. You mustn't.
Why not?
Because...
Of Henry? You don't need to tell me. It's always been him, hasn't it? Even when we were children. Do you remember that time I begged you to be my partner at the Christmas party, and you wouldn't give me an answer because you were waiting for Henry to ask you?
Indeed I do. We had a quarrel over it, and I fell down some stone steps and cut my head.
That's putting it mildly, isn't it? I heard that Henry pushed you down.
Oh, what nonsense. Whoever told you that?
One of the servants saw it happen and told my sister's governess or something. I believe he was a real little fiend at times.
John, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. A lot of servants gossip.
Well, he was, wasn't he? I remember him flying into the most awful tempers sometimes. I'll bet there's a good deal of old Nick in him still.
John, I didn't dance with you to talk about Henry.
That's right, let's forget him. Now, how about getting out of here? It's horribly crowded. I hear that Lady Winterton's show of begonias is wonderful this year. Like to see them? The conservatory is just through this door.
John, you're irresistible.
If only I thought you meant it.